Long before digital effects or wire work shaped modern cinema, there were true warriors, Kungfu masters who carved their names into legend with blood, sweat, and unshakable will. Through the years, they fought not for fame, but for the art itself. Every leap, every strike, every bruise became part of a legacy that redefined what it meant to be fearless. From the ancient discipline of Shaolin to the roaring film studios of Hong Kong, they brought a sacred craft to life on screen. Jackie Chan's reckless courage, Jet Li's divine precision, Donnie Yen's modern fire, each one carried a different spirit, yet shared the same vow: to honor the truth of martial arts. They were more than actors. They were living myths, men who turned movement into memory and pain into poetry. Decades may pass, but their echoes remain in every punch that lands and every hero who dares to rise again. Jackie Chan. There are moments in cinema when courage and comedy meet, and Jackie Chan stands right at that crossroads. Born Chan Kong Seng in Hong Kong on April 7, 1954, he grew up under the iron discipline of the China Drama Academy, where Master Yu Jim Yuen drilled him and his classmates over 10 hours a day in acrobatics, kung fu, and stage performance. Before he became a household name, he studied traditional kung fu forms, acrobatics, and stage performance. Later, he learned Hapkido, gradually developing his own fighting style, a seamless blend of martial arts discipline, physical comedy, and fearless stunt work. When Drunken Master arrived in 1978, it didn't just entertain, it redefined how martial arts could feel on screen. Through the 1980s and 1990s, films like Police Story and Rumble in the Bronx turned him into an international legend, the man who jumped from clock towers and crashed through glass because he refused to let anyone else take the risk. During one of those stunts in Police Story, he broke several bones yet finished the scene, smiling. Now, in 2025, at 71, Jackie no longer chases danger, but wisdom. His hair has turned silver, yet his energy remains bright as he mentors young stuntmen through the Jackie Chan stunt team, produces films that carry his DNA of humor and heart, and continues to support global charity projects as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. Watching him today feels like watching time bow to experience, the same spirit, tempered by grace. He transformed the language of martial arts cinema, fusing physical comedy with realism, trained over 100 professional stunt performers who now define modern Asian action films, and inspired directors worldwide, from The Matrix to John Wick. He became the first Chinese actor to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and in 2016, the Academy honored him with an honorary Oscar for lifetime achievement. After more than 60 years on screen, his name no longer stands for just action. It stands for perseverance, artistry, and the timeless bridge between East and West. Donnie Yen. Some stars arrive in a blaze. Donnie Yen built his fire one disciplined breath at a time. Born on July 27, 1963, in Guangzhou and raised between Hong Kong and Boston, he grew up in a household where Kung Fu was a daily language. His mother, Bo Sim Mark, is a revered Tai Chi and Wudang-based grandmaster. As a teenager, he was sent to Beijing for intensive wushu training, then folded Western boxing, kickboxing, and joint locking into his repertoire. His path onto the screen felt inevitable. Drunken Tai Chi, 1984, and Tiger Cage, 1988, led to a breakout duel with Jet Li in Once Upon a Time in China, 1992, a heroic turn in Iron Monkey, 1993. the world would come to know him as Ip Man, the Wing Chun grandmaster he embodied across 4 films from 2008 to 2019, and then as the blind warrior monk Chirrut Imwe in Rogue One, 2016, and the laconic assassin Kane in John Wick, Chapter 4, 2023. Now, in 2025, at 62, Yen stands at a different summit, starring in and directing a John Wick spin-off centered on Kane while continuing to choreograph with the same exactness that once bruised his knuckles. The then of blistering hand speed and whiplash kicks has become a now of architectural action design. Fewer steps, greater weight. He modernized screen combat by blending traditional Chinese forms with MMA concepts, and he proved that a Hong Kong action auteur could carry stories across languages and continents. Even his hand and footprint ceremony at TCL Chinese Theater was less a destination than a mile marker, proof that craft, not hype, carried him there. Jet Li. There was a time when a quiet boy from Beijing moved with such grace that even the wind seemed to follow his rhythm. Born Li Lianjie on April 26, 1963, Jet Li began training wushu at 8 years old under Master Wu Bin at the Beijing Wushu Academy. His discipline, calm focus, and uncanny speed made him a 5-time national wushu champion by his late teens, undefeated, precise, and revered as the pride of China's martial heritage. Film soon became his new arena. In 1982, Shaolin Temple transformed him from athlete to national hero, reviving China's love for martial arts cinema after years of dormancy. His movements carried authenticity no choreography could fake. When Hollywood called, he crossed cultures effortlessly, portraying villains and heroes alike in Lethal Weapon 4, Romeo Must Die, and The One, introducing Western audiences to a different kind of action: fast, minimal, and spiritual. Today, in 2025, at 62, Jet Li's pace has slowed, but his spirit hasn't dimmed. After years battling hyperthyroidism and spinal issues, he now dedicates his time to philanthropy through the One Foundation, supporting education and disaster relief across Asia. When he appears in public, his silver hair and serene smile reflect a man who has traded combat for compassion. Once the symbol of youthful precision and national pride, he now stands as a teacher of balance and humility. Jet Li's legacy lies not just in his flawless technique, but in what he taught the world about martial arts: that true mastery is not how fast you move, but how still you can be when life asks you to pause. Sammo Hung. Some men define a genre. Sammo Hung built one with his own hands. Born on January 7, 1952, in Hong Kong, he entered the China Drama Academy as a child and endured the same relentless Peking opera regimen of acrobatics, weapons training, and hand-to-hand forms under Master Yu Jim Yuen. Within that crucible, he became the oldest and strongest of the 7 little fortunes, earning the nickname Big Brother for both his physique and his sense of duty. After graduation, Sammo stepped behind the scenes, doubling and choreographing for Shaw Brothers and Golden Harvest. By the mid-1970s, he was revolutionizing how fights were filmed, speeding the camera slightly, tightening the framing, and letting each impact land like truth. Enter the Fat Dragon, 1978, broke stereotypes with humor and agility, while The Prodigal Son, 1981, and Eastern Condors, 1987, proved that weight and grace could share the same frame. He also co-founded the Three Dragons era with Jackie Chan and Yuen Biao, dominating the Hong Kong box office with stunt-driven realism. Now, in 2025, at 73, Sammo walks slower but commands more respect than ever. Having survived heart surgery in 2009, he continues mentoring actors and choreographers, occasionally appearing on screen. His legacy runs through every modern action film. To this day, filmmakers call him Big Brother Sammo, not out of habit, but gratitude for inventing the art that made them possible. Yuen Biao. Among Hong Kong's three brothers, Yuen Biao was the silent force, the man who let his body speak in gravity-defying language. Born Ha Ling Chun on July 26, 1957, in Hong Kong, he entered the China Drama Academy at the age of 6. Where Chan was mischievous and Sammo commanding, Yuen moved like air, swift, precise, and fearless. For 10 grueling years, he endured daily acrobatics, weapons drills, and kung-fu routines that sculpted him into one of the most agile performers in the industry. His breakout came with Knockabout, 1979, followed by unforgettable turns in The Prodigal Son, 1981, Project A, 1983, and Wheels on Meals, 1984. Films that captured his astonishing aerial flips and lightning-fast kicks. Within the trio, he was the acrobat, the one who could fall from rooftops and rise laughing. He mastered Northern Shaolin techniques, incorporated gymnastics from Beijing opera training, and fought with a rhythm that seemed half ballet, half battle. By the mid-1980s, Yuen Biao had earned international admiration, though he often remained in Jackie and Sammo's shadow. Now, in 2025, at 68, Yuen lives quietly, occasionally appearing at retrospectives and teaching movement to young stunt performers. His body no longer soars between rooftops, but his influence still does. He proved that martial arts cinema could be both dangerous and poetic, that precision, timing, and heart could turn action into art. Every flip scene in modern cinema owes something to his perfect arc through the air, captured in the golden light of Hong Kong's finest era. Jing. Every generation of Chinese cinema finds its warrior, and for the 21st century, that warrior is Jing. Born on April 3, 1974 in Beijing, he grew up within the walls of the Beijing Wushu Academy. His father was a martial arts instructor in the Beijing Wushu team, and under Master Wu Bin's supervision, young Jing trained relentlessly in Northern Shaolin techniques. By his late teens, he had become a national Wushu champion known for his precision with spear and staff. Film came calling in the mid-1990s when legendary choreographer Yuen Wu-ping cast him in Tai Chi Boxer, 1996. Audiences saw something rare, a disciplined athlete who could also act. Over the next decade, Wu evolved from rising fighter to full-fledged star, delivering performances in legendary Assassin, Chapeau Lang, SPL, and Killzone. But it was Wolf Warrior, 2015, and its record-shattering sequel, Wolf Warrior 2, 2017, that turned him into a cultural phenomenon. Combining patriotism, realism, and pure combat choreography, Jing became the face of modern Chinese action cinema, both as actor and director. Now, in 2025, at 51, Jing stands at the summit of both art and commerce. Once known for lightning-fast kicks, he now shapes entire cinematic universes with the same discipline he learned on the mat. Jing's legacy is still unfolding, but its foundations are already carved in history. He bridged the golden age of Hong Kong martial arts with the digital precision of modern filmmaking, directing his own stunts and proving that conviction can rival any special effect. Gordon Liu. Born Xianqixi in Guangdong on August 22, 1955, and raised in Hong Kong, he studied Hungar Kungfu under his adoptive brother and mentor Lau Kar Leung, continuing the martial tradition founded by Lau's father, the legendary master Lao Cham. In 1978, Liu embodied the soul of Kung Fu cinema in the 36th Chamber of Shaolin, portraying San Te, a novice who endures spiritual and physical trials to become a master. The 2000s brought an unexpected resurgence. Quentin Tarantino, a lifelong admirer, cast him in Kill Bill Volume 1, 2003, and Volume 2, 2004, introducing his artistry to new generations worldwide. For many Western audiences, this was the first glimpse of the monk who once defined Chinese action's golden era. Now, in 2025, at 70, Gordon Liu lives quietly in Hong Kong. After suffering a serious stroke in 2011 that partially paralyzed his right side, he withdrew from film work, but continues to inspire through public appearances and martial arts charity events. Time has softened his body, but not his dignity. Even seated in a wheelchair, his presence carries the same calm authority that once silenced entire sets. The image of San Te walking the temple halls endures as a timeless symbol of discipline, humility, and the belief that strength begins in the mind before it reaches the fists. T. Lung. In the golden era of Hong Kong cinema, few men embodied loyalty and strength like T. Lung. Born Tom Fu Wing on August 19, 1946, in Guangdong and raised in Hong Kong, he came from humble beginnings. He studied Wing Chun and classical Kung Fu during his youth, combining structured discipline with the flexibility of Southern-style combat. His path changed forever when Shaw Brothers director Chang Che discovered him in the late 1960s. In The Blood Brothers, 1973, he fought with deliberate precision, each sword stroke measured, every step rooted, like a calligrapher writing in motion. His mastery of Southern fist techniques made his punches look grounded and heavy, while his Wing Chun-inspired short strikes gave close-quarters duels a startling realism. In The Avenging Eagle, 1978, his blade work reached perfection. Slow, circling cuts, building to sudden bursts of speed, his robes flowing as extensions of intent. When the industry shifted in the 1980s, T. Lung reinvented himself. His role as Sung Che-ho in John Woo's A Better Tomorrow, 1986, traded swords for pistols. Yet the intensity of his movement remained martial in soul, controlled breathing, low stances, sudden precision. Now, in 2025, at 79, T. Lung still attends festivals and charity galas, walking with the upright elegance of a master. T. Lung's legacy lies in his ability to merge technique with emotion. His scenes remain study material for martial arts actors today, proof that true power is never about velocity, but about control, rhythm, and soul. Bolo Yeung. Before villains became digital and untouchable, there was a man whose strength felt frighteningly real. Born Yang She on July 3, 1946 in Guangzhou, Bolo Yeung grew up in a time when physical power was earned, not sculpted for the camera. He began training in traditional Kung Fu during his teens, but soon discovered that his body was built for more than agility. It was built for dominance. After moving to Hong Kong, he combined martial discipline with bodybuilding, eventually winning the title of Mr. Hong Kong for 10 consecutive years. Bolo's breakthrough came in 1973 when Bruce Lee personally cast him as the hulking enforcer in Enter the Dragon. Every movement he delivered felt heavy, final. Open-hand strikes like hammers, tiger claw grips designed to crush rather than impress. Through the 1980s, he became Hollywood's favorite embodiment of physical danger. In Bloodsport, 1988, his portrayal of Chong Li, a fighter who smiled while breaking bones, cemented him as an icon of the global action boom. Now, in 2025, at 79, Bolo Yeung still maintains a modest fitness routine and occasionally appears at martial arts gatherings. His roar was never loud. It was the sound of force meeting conviction, echoing across 5 decades of action cinema. Stephen Chow. Some stars master action, others master emotion. Stephen Chow mastered both and made audiences laugh while doing it. Born Chow Sing-chi on June 22, 1962 in Hong Kong, he grew up in a working-class family, often watching Kungfu movies on television and mimicking Bruce Lee's movements. By the early 1990s, Stephen Chow had reshaped Hong Kong comedy with what locals called Mo Lei Tao humor, nonsensical, self-aware, and wildly physical. But it was Shaolin Soccer, 2001, and Kung Fu Hustle, 2004, that revealed his genius to the world. In Kung Fu Hustle, Chow fused slapstick with philosophy, violence with grace. Every fight scene felt like a dance between chaos and enlightenment, the landlady's roaring palm strike, the axe gang's rhythmic brawl, the lone hero unlocking transcendence through pain. His power came from imagination, his ability to choreograph fights that were as emotional as they were spectacular. Kung Fu Hustle won worldwide acclaim, earning Golden Horse Awards and BAFTA nominations, and it reintroduced global audiences to the beauty of Chinese cinema through laughter. Now in 2025, at 63, Stephen Chow works mostly behind the camera, writing and producing films that carry his signature mix of heart and absurdity. He taught the world that humor can be strength, and that enlightenment sometimes arrives not through the perfect kick, but through the courage to laugh at yourself along the way. Through the years, the world has watched these Kung Fu masters rise, fall, and rise again, each one leaving behind more than films or fame, but a living legacy of discipline, courage, and artistry. From the golden age of Shaw Brothers to the digital precision of modern cinema, they carried the soul of martial arts across generations and continents. Their movements spoke of loyalty, honor, and balance, the essence of a culture that shaped global action storytelling. As time moves forward, their lessons remain timeless. Strength means humility, and mastery means never stopping the pursuit of perfection. If these legends have inspired you as they have inspired millions, show your respect. Like, share, and leave a comment to celebrate their journey. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because the spirit of Kung Fu is far from over. It continues to live through those who remember.